Like this video if you're a fan of Sins of a Solar Empire. That old beloved game with epic space battles that has a very special place in my heart and brings back fond memories of LAN parties with friends at the beginning of my college years. Well, actually, that kind of makes me feel a little bit old when you think about it, especially because it has almost been 15 years since Sins of a Solar Empire was first released. And despite all that time, it has remained a very popular game within its genre. Since then, I haven't really played another game that has given me the same level of joy with ships blasting each other into metal scraps. And that's how it's been for quite a long while. Thankfully, Ironclad Games has announced that it'll be releasing a sequel. But before I get into all the details on everything, let me just go ahead and get this intro out of the way.
The sins of our past
have given rise to the sins of the present.
And soon, the future.
Welcome to the realm between the edge of twilight and the darkness of night. This is the New Dominion, and I'm Dusk Cerberus. This is everything you need to know about Sins of a Solar Empire 2. So, mid-September, Ironclad Games finally announced that there would be a sequel to the popular 4X RTS game Sins. This was a huge announcement for fans of the game after they've spent several years begging and pleading for a sequel. This announcement came after hints were posted on the Sins Twitter account with questions like, what's your favorite ship? Or what do you think was chasing the Visari? Or what would you think about a sequel? I mean, that was a little obvious. Anyway, there was something going on, and on September 15th, PC Gamer got an exclusive first look at Sins 2. In this article, the developer Ironclad Games talked about the vision for the game based on feedback from players over the years. Though the battles were loved by fans, Ironclad felt that there was room for more improvement with the empire building side of the game. Though the battles were loved by the fans, Ironclad found that there was also more room to improve the empire building side of the game. Experiments with the original Sins DLC, Diplomacy, and Rebellion kind of played into this a little bit. It gave them ideas for improving the depth of the game. Co-owner of Ironclad, Blair Fraser, says, Sins 2 is really the merging of what else we can do between tactical and high-level empire management that other people have requested and we never got around to doing. There seems to be a focus on what Sins is best known for, the ship combat, and that makes me also super excited. Because like one of the best things was like the exploding ships and the space battles and the epic I don't know, missiles and lasers and things. With that though, there will be new features and updates to the space combat thanks to the new technology available now that wasn't available back then when the original game released. One feature the developer keeps promoting is the new turret system. There will now be independent turrets that will move and acquire targets in real time and fire. Not only that, but this allows for fully simulated missiles as well, which will bring a whole new level of strategy to the game. Like maybe you can move your capital ships as a shield and kind of protect your more vulnerable ships and strategically placing missiles. I don't know, it's very interesting. Another new feature that benefits from the improvement of technology is the dynamic simulated galaxies. Now this is what I'm really super excited for. Planets will now orbit their stars, moons will now orbit their planets, and so on. This kind of changes the way the game plays, and I cannot even imagine what new sort of strategies are going to have to be developed from all this. Because the original Sins game had a static planet and stars with phase lanes that allowed for ships to travel from one area to the next. Fun strategic design that allowed for players to defend certain worlds from attack and use them as a staging area for launching assaults. You can create choke points and defend little key certain areas so that enemies cannot move forward into your territory. Now with Sins 2, there will be these new strategies with the movement of the planets. And I can already imagine the panic that I'm going to feel as one of a very important key world is going to be suddenly on the far side of the system, out of reach of my fleets and defenses. For me, this is so novel and so exciting. I don't know, I'm so excited. You have no idea. All of this seems incredibly more complicated than the previous game, but there will also be systems to help. Opening the tactical view will allow players will show players where planets will be, a celestial projection you could call it, and that way you can like plan for dynamic movements. It's going to be set up in like 10-minute increments, but they're also going to see if they might need to adjust it later based on like player feedback. Now, a lot of people are asking if there will be a story or campaign mode. Ultimately, Ironclad decided to keep the game sort of like a sandbox, the way it is like in the original game. Not that there isn't like a story or lore to the game. Ironclad has suggested that there's a really rich story and they have it like all planned out and everything. There just won't be a story mode or campaign to play through. It's going to be sort of like the story will be told through the characters, the voice lines, the technology research and everything like that. That'll kind of build, I don't know, maybe it could be like Dark Souls-ish, that environmental like story, that environmental like storytelling that you get from playing those games, or like in Elden Ring as well. Sins 2 will continue with the 3 factions for now. The Tech, the Advent, and Visari will be just as they were before, with the timeline will sort of be sped up a little bit. Each faction will start off on the outer edge of a system, then develop into their like rebel and loyalist factions as they grow and colonize new worlds. Based on the player's decisions. Later they will progress into like the diplomacy stage and then the minor faction stage, and it all has like different layers, and the story gets told progressively as you continue playing. There's also going to be huge improvements to the multiplayer systems as well. Sins 2 will have a smooth multiplayer experience, or at least that's what they're going to claim, even allowing for players to rejoin multiplayer matches or give their faction over to another player if they don't, have enough time or they have to leave the match. Now I won't have to plan in my entire weekend just to play a game of Sins with my friends, because you know how much of a headache that can be. There's so much more coming with the sequel that I'm super excited for, but there hasn't been an official release date yet set for Sins of Solar Empire 2. There is going to be an early access period, which is the reason I'm kind of making this video now before, starting October 27th, 2022. So the game is going to be available for pre-order on the Epic Games Store for $39.99 USD. So far, the developer has stated that the core systems of the game are done and ready, and they just need a year or so to polish the game. Early access will just start off with the Tech faction, which are going to be like your standard humans and their technology. But we'll have monthly updates thereafter, hopefully adding in the Visari and the Advent. Well, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Dusk Cerberus. I'm an artist and a variety game streamer. Check out my Twitch channel right here. I'm glad that I saved. Nice, points for Ignis. I know, so sad, I died. I love a good story, and I play a lot of RPGs. Currently I'm playing The Witcher 3, and I'm enjoying every single moment of it, mostly. Yeah. I love sci-fi and ship battles too, and that's why I'm so excited for Sins of Solar Empire 2. It's one of those like games that are like really dear and beloved to my heart. Especially after you're waiting for years and years and years and you don't have no idea. I mean, especially if you're a fan, like it's been too long. 15 years is too long. Anyway, I hope to see you on the next capital ship, ready to engage the forces of this realm between the edge of twilight and the darkness of night. This is the New Dominion, and I'm Dusk Cerberus, and I will see you on the other side.
How is it putting shields back up?
Shields are the Advent specialty. Because we all know their ships are made of aluminum foil.
It is. It's great once I get their shields down. I can just bypass them.